welcome to Veterans Voices with Joe and Steve-O. Today we're going to have a great episode. It's SteveO's story. So this is episode 9, and this is Steve-O, his story of how he joined the military and then his experiences since he has left the military. And it should be a really interesting story. Steve-O will tell us a little bit about it now.
Yeah, so Joe and I did this in Hawaii back in January. It's a lot of fun. It was just the two of us just kicking back, talking story, and the way we would if we were just sitting around like with any of you. So this is my story. You don't like it? Too bad. This is a story I'm sticking to. I think the statute of limitations is gone on most stuff in my life, so I think I'm good. So I hope you enjoy it.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching this episode. Again, this is episode 9, Veterans Voices with Joe and Steve-O. If you like what you're seeing here, please subscribe to our YouTube page and like us on all our podcast channels on Facebook. And if you have any comments or questions for us, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to chat with you. So this is episode 9, SteveO's story.
And so we are in Hawaii right now. We're at Joe's house.
We are in Hawaii. Steve and I both lived in Hawaii. I did 3 of my last 6 tours in the Navy in Hawaii, and I ended up staying out here.
Yeah, and I lived here. And when I got out of the military in the early 90s, I had to go somewhere, and I thought, I need 4 seasons, summer, 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 and summer, and this is where I came. So I lived here till 2008. And that's when I went to Europe and working for the government, and I met Joe, and then we've been friends ever since.
That is true. Met in temporary lodging. I don't know if anybody's ever been in that magnificent set of government quarters. The temporary lodging in what is the name of that town in Italy?
Oh, that was what was that?
Was that Casal de
Principe? Well, yeah, it was near Casal de Principe, which if anybody has been there, they would know. But if anybody hasn't been there, just for you
read the book of Mora, because it's about the mob, and that is where the mob was created.
Right, that's right.
And it was in Casal, where the Navy base, where the U.S. Navy paid some enormous bribe to set up their base. That is where we met.
And just so you know, just so that you can set the tone. It is a toxic waste dump. It is literally on a toxic waste dump.
Right.
I think that's been proven too.
It is. And I think there's a book about that as well.
Yeah. So
you have a area run by Italian gangsters that finds a way to lease what used to be a toxic waste dump to someone, and that someone happens to be the United States government.
Right, and built a U.S. Navy base on top of it. So that's where we met. So
So before we go to where we met, how did we both end up in the military? Do you want to tell how you ended up?
Yeah, well, because I did it first, right?
All right.
So
he's older. This guy's
a
older.
little bit older. I mean, I'm sure you can all probably tell. So so that was kind of interesting because like I was kind of wayward kid. Like everybody I knew in the 70s was lost. I mean, there were some people I didn't know those people. Like the people who were moving like out of high school and going to college, and then they were gonna their parents were gonna hook them up, or they were gonna get a job or something. I didn't know those people because
those were not your friends. The people who had a job lined up after high school.
Well, I kind of saw those people, and I would see them at parties and stuff, but I wasn't really their choice to be a friend because I didn't have anything, and I really wasn't I wasn't motivated. I was totally not motivated. So when the opportunity came, I remember I was living with my mom in Michigan, and she said I was 17, and as I was approaching my 18th birthday, my mom said, I'm not sure what your plan is, but when you're 18, you're going to come home, and there's going to be a different lock on the door, and your bags are going to be outside of it. So I'm not sure what your plan is, but you better fucking have a plan. So I thought, and I think I might have smoked a joint with my friend or something and thought, what are we going to do? And I remember clearly all my friends, they didn't know what they were going to do. I mean, they were taking jobs, they were working at car washes or or at restaurants or whatever. And I didn't even have a job, so I'm not sure what I was going to do. But I did, like, before that, I had some experience around military people. I'd lived down in Georgia near Moody Air Force Base, and I knew a lot of people who were in the military. Like, I had some interaction with them. And, and that was just like right after Vietnam. Those guys were all partying, they were drinking beer, and they were doing whatever they were doing. And it was, I knew that, one thing I knew that the Air Force would accept somebody like me.
They let you into the club.
Yeah,
whose club that is the Air Force?
Right, and then, in those days, like, it's not like today, like, it's hard to get in the military today. Like, you really have to put a lot of effort into it. You have to have your shit together. I mean, and even then, even if you're smart and you got like, you have connections and you kind of know, you go to ROTC, if there's one physical flaw, you're not getting in. But when I was going in, it was just after Vietnam, and the military was struggling. Like, people weren't going. Jimmy Carter was president. The country was, the military wasn't what people were looking for. So I went. I was like, well, I got to do something. And I had quit high school in the 10th grade. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I had to do something. So I took my ASVAB test. I passed it. I gave it to my recruiter. I took my I was golden. So
SteveO's getting into the military. He's about to join the Air Force.
Yes, I'm about to join the Air Force. So, quit school, went, took my GED, passed, took my ASVAB, went and met with the recruiter who, basically told me, don't worry, bro, just don't say nothing and everything's golden. Like, you don't have a story. You're just one of us, right? And by the way, this is the job that you're going to get, and it's a great job, and don't worry, when you get there, you can always change it, because we've heard that story. I think we heard that story from Billy, from one of the guys that we talked to that you guys are going to meet here soon. It's like it's just a whole trip, it's a whole adventure. But at the end, it was the best thing I ever did, because it saved me. Going in the military, and
So what year did you join?
In 1979.
Okay,
So I was 17.
How long were you in the military?
So the first time I was in for 4 years, got out for a year and a half, realized life was not working so great in the 80s, and then I went back in. I stayed in until 1992. And then I got out again, went in the National Guard, and then I worked for civil service. So yeah, I didn't really stick with it, but I think that it's just because I was trying to find my place,
So you never really stuck with anything, but you just kind of got cruised through the system, like doing your job, hanging out, like nothing terribly remarkable along the way.
So,
what did you like the most? What was the best part?
Well, so the best part of being in the Air Force, and I imagine it's probably for all services, is that kind of like once you're in, you're in a club. I mean, because everybody talks about the camaraderie, and I felt like I'm part of something. But like those days in the Air Force, it was a frat party. It was Animal House. Like if anybody saw Animal House, that was what I was in. And I remember when I went to my first assignment, like the first time that when I got off the airplane and I went to Japan, I didn't have any stripes. I was an E1. I was like nobody. I flew across the world. I get there. My first sergeant picks me up at the terminal at Yokota Air Base, and he goes, I know you need to get a bed, get some sleep. He goes, but the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to be joining the NCO club, the non-commissioned officers club. So I just got off that freaking airplane, and this guy takes me to this club at like 7 in the morning. Like, there's not even anybody there. Like, he has to rustle somebody out to get to the cashier cage so that I can sign an agreement to spend $5 out of my $250 a month check. I think it was like $500 a month. It was like $250 a paycheck, and but that's the most money I ever made. And then I signed my thing, and he said, "Listen," he goes, "I expect to see you here every Friday at happy hour, and we're going to teach you how to be a man. We're going to teach you how to drink and you're going to be in this club." And he goes, and that's what you're gonna do. And he goes, and that's gonna be the way that you're, like, that's gonna be where your success lies. And I realized, like, at the time I did, and I was like, fuck, I just gotta get out. Like, just let me go to my room. I wanted to go out and see Japan, And, but like today I realized that everything that ever happened to me in my life, in my professional life, was all because of relationships. It was exactly what he said. It was all, it may not be that way today for a lot of troops, right? For the young guys, but it wasn't those days.
But life is, I mean, the value that I believe the value I've generated in my life is with the relationships that I have built with the people that I have interacted with over the years. It's not like it's not a pile of money or a nice house. It's the relationships that you build with people that you, I don't just mean the military people. I mean, I have great relationships with the military people I served with, the ones I like. The ones I don't like, I don't talk to. But that's like anything else in life, right? So throughout life, throughout my military career, like you find people that you bond with and you stay with them. Steve and I met, I'm a military guy and he was a government civilian at the time, and we maintained our friendship through that, and now we're both doing stuff outside of the government service.
Well, and it's exactly like you just said. It is all about relationships because, whether it's in the military, I mean, the military is just like a microcosm of the world outside of the military. Everybody talks about, well, it's 1% of the population joins the military. If that's an example, then I believe that's a true example, because when I went out in the civilian world, it was the same way. And now, granted, I would interact, my civilian career was with the military, we're working for the military as a civilian, so I'm still having those same types of relationships with the same people, the same type of people, because we're all following the same path. But what was interesting is that, what I learned is that people want to be around people that they can trust. And they want to be around people that they can get along with, right? So if you don't, right away if you connect with somebody, unless they violate that, then you're going to bond with those people. I mean, I don't have friendships with everybody, but I have some really close friendships with people from 40 years ago. Like, I would have never expected I'd still be in touch with those people, but they're like a core part of who I am.
Right. I agree with that.